All right, we are live once again. It has been roughly a month since the last time that we streamed, according to YouTube.
Now, I think it's been more than a month.
It feels longer than that. But according to YouTube, our last stream was 1 month ago, October 7th. So, yeah, like 2 months ago. They tripping. October 7th. So, for those of you who are here already and those of you who will be watching a little later, welcome back to Shoot Your Shot Podcast, episode 35. King Vic, what up? Should have known King Vic would be here. He been asking about us in the messages, like, yo, what's up? Y'all break up like the JBP boys? Like,
nah, I showed them the book.
We here.
We were gonna break up and split all the money, but we found out that 0 divided 3 ways is still 0, so we figured we might as well go nowhere.
Gotta keep fighting, man. Gotta keep fighting.
We are still not officially sponsored by Essentia,
but we still love them.
We still love them and still drink it.
I don't have a bottle, but I'm drinking at heart. I actually got some in the garage. I was just too lazy to go downstairs and get a bottle, so it is what it is. So,
what's going on, King Vic?
For first and foremost, before we get things started, I want to say long overdue congratulations to my Atlanta Braves, World Series champions.
They won?
Yep.
Word, right? Did they?
They beat the Houston Astros in what was it, 6 games?
I was about to say you don't know.
Oh. Hey, I watched a couple innings.
A couple innings, not a couple games. Just a couple innings.
Some fan you are.
Hey, that's more than I watched in 34 years. So hey, they got more time than any other baseball team has ever gotten out of my life. So congratulations to the Braves. Congratulations to whatever WNBA team was that one that no one remembers either.
What's that?
Candace
Chicago.
Parker's team. Yeah, Chicago, whatever. Congratulations to them, even though no one showed up to their parade. Keep fighting for that equal pay, ladies.
I felt bad for them. Like, that was one time I genuinely felt bad for a WNBA. Like,
that was real?
Yo, son, they had a parade and
no one showed up.
Like, nobody.
You could cross the street, bro, in the middle of the parade. Like it was sad, man. I felt real bad for them. Like, no support whatsoever, man. It was a bad sight to see, man. I hope that never happens again.
Yeah, that was rough.
It was rough, man. It was rough to see.
Maybe one day we'll have an episode where we talk about the WNBA and what's wrong with it, or
now, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with it. I can tell you what's wrong with it. Women don't.
Maybe another episode.
Plain and simple. They keep asking. They keep telling the men, wanting the men. But when have you ever seen a group of girls going to a WNBA game? Never. They'll go to an NBA game faster than they'll go to a W. They got to support each other. They don't support each other. So,
yeah.
Simple. Go support your own kind first. Stop buying tickets to see Steph Curry and everyone else, and go buy tickets to see Candace Parker. And
they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. And I'm going to tell you why they're not going to do that. I hope we don't get banned or blocked. But this is the real reason why women do not support the WNBA. You guys could agree with me, or you guys don't have to agree with me. Why do you see so many women at NBA games, whether it's All-Star break or just games in general? Right? Get me pregnant. Cha-ching.
Hey, look.
I could be wrong, but that's just my logic.
I mean, that's part of it, but it's only so much we could do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see more dads taking their daughters to WNBA games and more guys supporting them. Like, I go on Instagram and there's a group of girls, 5'10" deep. They're not going to a WNBA game. They're not spending their money on WNBA tickets. So it's like they don't support their own kind. Like, that's messed up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and on the flip side, you have a sport like soccer, which, I mean, women's soccer, even especially in America, thrives. So it's not like you can say we're not going to watch them because they're women, because people go and watch women play soccer.
We watch women do everything. We watch Serena Williams play tennis. We watch all of them. Even female wrestlers in the WWE is supported. So it's like it has nothing to do with women. It's they don't support their own kind. They always keep wanting us to do it and bashing us, thinking and saying it's our fault and how much money the NBA makes versus how much money the WNBA make. But they don't support each other. They don't go see each other. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I see it. Until then, the WNBA not going to take off. It's only but so much we could do on our own. You know what I'm saying? Like the NBA ain't got no responsibility to just give the WNBA money. Like here, like nah, they got to work for it. They got to earn it. So, you know, girls' night out. Stop going to strip clubs and wine and sipping paint and all that craziness, and start going to NBA games. Start dropping $500 at a WNBA game, and maybe they'll take off.
They're not going to do that.
All right. Well, until then, shut up and stop whining. Stop complaining. But that's enough.
That was more than enough.
Yeah, 3-4 minutes is enough.
That's more than ESPN to give the WNBA. So
yeah, now we can actually get into sports.
Yeah. So we'll start it off. NFL. Obviously, we have fallen off of those the predictions and the records and everything. So we apologize to y'all for that.
I'm winning.
But, no. Yeah, nah. They did that on purpose because they know I was winning.
I won.
You know what I'm saying? The 2 weeks that we did, man. Look, I was a game behind. I went 13-1 one week and like 12-2 the next week. Man, I was dusting these guys off.
I don't even remember that.
Exactly.
I don't either.
They did that on
That's
purpose.
in Joe's world. He went 13-1.
I got shit in the inbox. I'm gonna screenshot it and send it to them because you know they was apologizing like, yo man, I know, you know, good victory, Joe. You got it.
I need to see the receipts.
It's all good. It's all right. It's all good. I'm gonna let it slide. You know, I still got the greatest football team of all, so you know, I'll live with that.
Well, that at least I could admit to because I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes. This other nonsense I don't know about. I don't know.
All right, it's all good. I'll take that.
So after where we're in week 13 of 18 already, which is pretty crazy. Joe, your Jets are 3-8.
As expected.
Is that about on par for what you had their record being?
Yeah, I had us finishing I think 5-12 or something like that. So yeah, I think they could squeeze out 2 more victories.
Let's see how they close out the year. At 3-8. You have left next week. You have the Eagles. You have then the Saints, then the Dolphins, then the Jaguars, then the Bucks, then the Bills.
Those
they could probably squeeze out the Dolphins and the Jaguars.
I could see y'all beating the Eagles and what was the other team?
Eagles,
Bills,
Saints,
and the Saints. I mean, I could see y'all winning those 4.
Maybe the Saints, depending on what quarterback play we get. If we get you know, the evil Mike White or whatever, then we could squeeze out. But I don't, you know, 5 victories is the goal. That's what I saw. Like I said, I had us finish 5-12. So it's not like, you know, this is above expectation. If they do eke out another win or 2, then
baby steps. That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you finished the season on a 4-2 run. That, you know, that says a lot for momentum going in the right direction next year.
Season, yeah.
This just proves that what I said before was true. It's not the quarterback. It's not the quarterback. The Jets have bigger fish to fry. They need more things around. They need everything. So Stop drafting quarterbacks every 2 to 3 years and let a quarterback get some time and put the right pieces around him. Because it don't matter who the quarterback is. It's a shit show out there. So, that's it.
All right. So then we got where are they at? 49ers playing the Seahawks next week. Your Niners are at 6-5 right now, Vic, which I know is not where you saw them being at this point in the season.
No.
But it's been a kind of up and down season with injuries and inconsistencies with the coach and the quarterback. So, how you feeling at this point right now with everything that's unfolded?
Same. And consistent. I mean, I think we're on a 3-game win streak. We've looked better. Once again, injuries is plaguing us. Deebo Samuel and Fred Warner will be out for the next 2 weeks. So that's a key. That's our key wide receiver, and that's our middle linebacker. And we still have Drake Greenlaw out, who's the other linebacker. He's been out since week 1. So we still battling injuries. It's like the minute they say we're healthy, someone else just drops. So the inconsistency will continue. I mean, I'm glad we got our running back, Eli Mitchell, who ran for, I think, 145 last week. I mean, look what Jimmy Garoppolo has, done. He's been consistent. He hasn't put up crazy yards, but he's managed. And I guess that's what that idiot of a coach only sees out of Jimmy is just a manager. Manage the game. Don't lose it. Don't win it. Just keep us in it. You know what I mean? And like I said, until you give Jimmy the keys, we ain't going nowhere. We're not going to do much.
So you got kind of a tough schedule ahead. You got Seahawks next week. You got the Bengals after that, Falcons, Titans, Texans, and Rams again. So really, you got 2 easy games with the Falcons and the Texans. The Seahawks are a bad team. But, it's a division game, so, division games could go either way. And then, depending on which Cincinnati team shows up, that could be a real tough game. And then same with, the Titans and the Rams. So, it's not a walk in the park to end the season, but definitely some winnable games in there.
The only team I'm worried about is the Rams and the Bengals. We seen what Ryan Tannehill can do with the Titans, and he can't do a goddamn thing, okay? Without Derrick Henry, he can't even tie his own shoelace. This is how bad this guy is. But, let the Titans fans tell you he's an MVP caliber quarterback. He's a franchise quarterback. This is what I heard.
I've been saying it since week 1 that he's not it.
He is not it. And it's sad because
We've been saying that for 2 years now. He's not it.
That's a great team.
I believe my quote was the most exciting thing about Ryan Tannehill is his wife.
And I don't even know who she is.
I don't either, but all I know is she got caught with the ratchet in the trunk at the rental car. That's it.
Hey, ride or die.
So
just the Bengals and the Rams is the only 2 teams. Seahawks, we'll touch on that later.
Yeah,
I don't see the Seahawks.
Y'all are at Cincinnati, so you're at Cincinnati and the other game, I think. Let's see. At Cincinnati and at the Rams, so
2 tough games. 2 tough games.
Yeah, especially a West Coast team playing in in Cincinnati and Ohio in the wintertime. That weather put a beating on cats sometimes. So next up, I think even to all of our surprise, even mine, that my Bengals would have the best team out of all 3 of us. We're 7-4, which looks good, but we are, a couple losses and, we finish in, 500 or below. We do not have an easy schedule by any means with the Chargers next week, which could go either way. The Niners, as we mentioned, the Broncos, which could go either way. The Ravens, they'll be, like I said in the group chat, they'll be looking for revenge. The Chiefs could go either way, and the Browns, we're going to be looking for some revenge to end the season. that'll be a important game, I'm sure, with playoff indications for us.
Those some tough games down the stretch.
Yeah, it is. We could very easily lose to the Chargers, the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Browns. Honestly, I mean, the only game that I feel like we should win no matter what is Denver, but even Denver shows up sometimes when they're not expected to. So, it's rough. I mean, like I said, best case scenario, we go undefeated. I don't see that happening. Worst case, we go 0-7, or 0-1, 2, 3, 6. So it's rough. Most of these teams are AFC teams as well, other than the 49ers and the Chargers are AFC or NFC?
Yeah,
they just on the West Coast.
Yeah, so I mean, 5 of the 6 games against AFC opponents. Or no, the Broncos are NFC. So
AFC. The Broncos are AFC.
The AFC too, yeah. So all the games except the games against the Niners are against the AFC, and all of these teams, other than technically y'all's Cleveland Browns, are in the playoff hunt. So it's going to be tough. I'm proud of the team as of right now. Go ahead.
I don't see it that tough. Like the Chargers look good in the beginning. They've lost 4 of their last 6. So it's like they're not looking that tough anymore. The Broncos was fool's gold. They started the season 3-0, but it was the Jags, the Jets, and the Giants. And once they started playing competent opponents, you saw the real team, so they started losing. I think the Ravens look tough or look good based on their record, but if you dissect their games, like it's not many impressive wins in that in there. So I mean, I think the toughest opponents would probably be the Niners and the Chiefs. Now that the Chiefs are starting to like figure things out and get things going, they starting to look good. And even the Browns, like, 1 week they're good, 1 week they look horrible. So if they win the game before they play y'all, I would have, high hopes against them because it don't seem like they could put together 2 wins in a row. So I don't see it as that bad. You know what I'm saying? With 6 games left, you might go 5-1.
The one thing that I have to take into account is that we're a young team and we haven't earned anything yet. So I just can't assume we're going to go up against a couple of these teams who've, like the Niners, who have, not that far off removed from the Super Bowl appearance. Kansas City, just lost, the Super Bowl. They've been in 2 of the past 3 Super Bowls. We got to earn our stripes, no pun intended. But do I think we're capable of beating all these teams at our best? Absolutely. I think it was Drew Brees said before the game Sunday night that he sees the Bengals as the most complete team in the NFL right now, which I don't know if I would agree with, but we close. We just gotta earn the stripes, and we gotta earn the spot, and we gotta earn the respect, because as a franchise, we typically don't do that. And it starts with getting to the playoffs and winning or winning these games to get us to the playoffs, and then winning a playoff game. Until we win a playoff game, we're still just going to be the same old Bengals. So we just got to take it one game at a time, I think, and see what happens.
Nobody's going to roll over and give it to you. It's not about earning respect. You got to go out there and take it. You got to go out there and take it, and it starts with the next game. You play the Chargers, you go there, and you take it. You don't give them a chance. You don't get that offensive opportunity to start and get rolling, because once they get rolling, that's when things get, tough. They, that San Diego Chargers offense is nothing to be played with. So if you let them jump out 10, 14 points, now it's, it's going to be a tough hill to climb. So you go out there.
And I think that game is going to be a statement game for Joe Burrow, because a lot of people talking, Herbert is going to end up being the better overall pick and this and that. Joe Burrow got to come out and show his ass on Sunday.
Well, yeah,
and beat this dude.
Yeah, so It's a battle of, picks that came from the same draft class. There's always competition between them. So, you don't let him go out there and start it first. I feel if Cincinnati wins that coin toss, you get the ball first and you let Burrow go out there first and, get something going and get some momentum going his way.
I agree. So we're not going to do picks like we usually do, but just for the sake of our squads, we'll each pick our squads. Vic, your 49ers going to the Seahawks. Who you got?
San Francisco.
Joe?
I'm gonna go with San Francisco. Seattle looks horrible.
Yeah, I'm going with them as well. It'd be foolish to not pick them as bad as Seattle has looked. And then Jets. Joe, your Jets going up against the Eagles. Who you got?
Fuck it. I'm gonna surprise everybody. I'm gonna take the Jets.
Vic?
I'm going with the Jets also.
Surprise, surprise. 3-0, going the Jets as well. The Eagles are just too unpredictable. You don't know what team you're going to get, and it goes from extremely bad to just okay. So, the ceiling's not that high. And then we got, like we just talked, Bengals at Chargers. I'm going out on a limb and picking the Bengals. Vic, who you got?
It's a tough one. I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Joe?
Yeah, I'm going to run with the Bengals as well.
So we're all in agreement, and we're all picking our own squads this week. So take that for what it's worth. So next up, I want to get into biggest disappointment in the NFL this year for y'all. Whether it be a team, a player, a coach, who has been or what has been the biggest disappointment for y'all?
You want to go first, Vic?
I'm thinking.
All right, while Vic thinks, as far as team goes, I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. They're 3-8 right now. With a team that has they supposed to have everything together. They got a good quarterback, they got a good running back, they got good receivers, and you can't blame the defense all the time. The defense may not have been as good as you may want it, but they've kept team. They held the Saints to 13 points and lost. They held Washington to 17 points and lost. They held the Green Bay Packers to 17 points and lost. So those are 3 games that you held opponents under 20 points and lost. So how good do you want this defense to be? Do you want the defense to just shut everybody out? You can't have that. Right now at 3-8, that's disappointing. You can put the Russell injury into accountability, but still, even the games he's played, he hasn't looked good. He doesn't look great. He doesn't look like the Russell that we know. So it's just a huge disappointment over there. At 3-8, I expected them to be way better than this. Even if you want to give me 6-5, somewhere around there, I would accept that. But to be 3-8 right now and totally out of the playoff picture, that's a huge disappointment.
I would agree with that. I was actually going to go that route as well, but I'll come up with someone else. But I was thinking Seattle because I believe I had Pete Carroll as my coach of the year or something crazy. I expected the Seattle to do something this year, and they haven't done a damn thing. It's possible they've been going with that Russell Wilson trade drama for the past 2-3 years now.
Yeah,
I think if you want to get traded though, you play well. You don't play worse. You want teams to want you. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. I hate when guys want to get out of the situations and they play worse. They don't play as good as they should, you know? So I don't know.
So can we put the word overrated? Because what happened last year? He came out hot, and then what happened? Went downhill the rest of the year. This year, he doesn't look that good. So we're talking about a season and a half where he's not playing great football. What do you think is going on?
I don't know. I think, and this is not just with him. This is my issue with a lot of players. You tag them so early, man. Like you give them these statuses and these labels, and the high contracts. Like it just doesn't give these guys momentum to keep it going, And then when you try to tear them apart or dissect them, it's like people bring up what they did so long ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, he won this, and yeah, he was this good. But look how long ago it was. Like for instance, a Cam Newton. Like, yeah, he won MVP, but how long ago was this? Like, we can't keep bringing up this one MVP that you won 5-6 years ago. Like, I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So I just think when it comes to these players, like, instead of 2-3 years, you giving them GOAT status, you giving them huge contracts, like wait, like 5, 6, 7 years. Give me 7, 8 years in order for me to like see what type of game you got, So I think that's what it is. I just think these players are crowned so early, crowned too quick, and they don't have no reason to play hard anymore. If Russell Wilson wasn't to do anything from here to the end of his career, like what damage would it really do? It wouldn't really do no damage. But if you look at the numbers, you can say, yo, this guy was mediocre. But if you was to say that word, people would be like, mediocre? He took his team to the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl. He did this. He did that. But it's like, yeah, he did that in the first 2-3 years of his career. And then the last 17, he did nothing, So I just think that's what it is. We need to, like, stop being so quick to crown. Stop being so fast to give these guys the crown and say they the GOAT and say they this and say they that and just wait, man. Wait down the line. We got this going on with so many players. You could look at the NBA, you could look in the NFL, you could look in baseball, you could look at all these sports and find players that look great, and then out of nowhere you start stinking it up. And you can't really say nothing about them because of the 2 great years they put up. So I don't know, man. Just give it some time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it also has a lot to do with the NFL's kind of going the opposite direction. It used to be players used to have to wait to get their shot and then maybe not blossom until later on in their careers and then win it. Whereas now you're getting dudes thrown right in and then winning it. So it's kind of a different spectrum. And fans and journalists don't know how to treat it, don't know how to label these dudes or whatever you want to call it, because it's kind of the opposite way that the NFL's used to be. How long did Aaron Rodgers sit before he got his chance? How long did Steve Young sit before he got his chance? How long was Kurt Warner grocery store clerk before he got his chance? Whereas now these dudes is getting thrown right in the fire and either sinking or swimming, and just so happens a couple of them are swimming earlier than expected. So it's interesting, because again, what's the difference between a dude who played 15 years, didn't win his first ring until year 13 or whatever, but didn't do anything really before that, or the dude who wins his first one in the first couple years and then never does anything, what's the difference? Is there a difference? Doesn't matter.
Well,
we're
it all
gonna have to
depends
figure
on
that out.
what else you've done in your career. So if you got a quarterback that's been in the league 14 years and he won his first Super Bowl after 10 or 11, like what did he do in the first 10 years? He may not have won a Super Bowl, but what was he doing? You know what I'm saying? Like Aaron Rodgers hasn't. He only won one Super Bowl, and how long it's been? When did he win? Like what, 10, 15 years ago?
Something like
Seems
that.
like forever ago.
Yeah, it seems like forever. But at least every year, this guy is like MVP caliber. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's in the talks of MVP, or he's either winning MVP. So it's like, yeah, he may not win the big game. And I look at Super Bowls as that's a team victory. If you don't have the proper team and the proper personnel, chances are you might not win the Super Bowl. But it's like, if you're not going to the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl and your seasons are looking mediocre, what does that say? You know what I'm saying? When was the last time Russell Wilson was in MVP talks? Yeah, he be in MVP talks the first 6 games.
And then
after
that's
that,
it.
once the season is over,
He fizzle out.
yeah, like is he really in MVP talks at the end of the season? No. So, you know, like if you dissect his numbers, he's more of a conservative quarterback. Yeah, he may not turn the ball over, but he's not lighting nothing up anyway. So it's like he's not jumping off the page. And then, like I said, he does most of his damage in the first 6 to 7 games, and then it's a fast decline. So what can you say?
So Vic, who you got as your biggest disappointment of this NFL season?
I was gonna go Seattle too. I think we all was gonna go Seattle.
Yeah.
Now I gotta backtrack. You know what? I'm actually go Vikings. There's too much talent on both ends of that team to where you're 5-6. Maybe it's Kirk Cousins. Maybe it's the coaching. I don't know what. But there's just too much talent on that team to be 5-6. You got Dalvin Cook as your running back, one healthy, top 5, possibly a top 3 running back. You got Justin Jefferson, this guy's a stud. Adam Thielen on the other side, stud. The tight end is the Conklin, decent. You got 2 sack masters on the left and the right. You got a decent linebacking core. You got a decent backfield with a great safety and is it Harrison? So what I don't understand is why you 5-6.
Well, they started the year off losing to the Bengals, so you know.
It's crazy. If you look, most of the games they lost by 7 or less, which means you're not fit. You don't know how to win. You don't know how to win these close games, and that's the same thing with the Giants. Giants, majority of their losses, maybe all their losses, has been 7 points or less.
Yeah, they're not getting blown out the water. That's bad late game managing. So it's the coach. You can't really fault the players all the time. And I guess in this situation, you would blame the coach.
So that
maybe it's time for a change, you know. The defense isn't that great, but
the Giants?
No, the Vikings.
It's supposed to be.
I mean, it's supposed to be, but they're giving up a lot of points.
A lot of points.
You know, but I don't know. It could be, you know, field position. You could be giving these opponents good field position by having bad drives, a lot of 3 and outs, maybe. So I don't know. I mean, what more do you want from Kirk Cousins? Hold on. Before you answer that, I just want you to say, I just want to know, if I told you a quarterback right now at this present time has over 3,000 yards passing, he's completing 67% of his passes, has 23 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. Shouldn't that be an MVP type candidate? with only 11 games under his belt.
No, I agree.
Sounds good.
Sounds great. That's Kirk Cousins.
Every year.
That's Kirk Cousins. So what more are you asking from Kirk Cousins? He's doing his job. So I don't know. Someone is not doing their job. Someone isn't working. Someone isn't on the job. Someone is sleeping on a job. So maybe it is time for a personnel change or a coaching change. But I know if after 11 games, my quarterback was over 3,000 yards with 23 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions.
I mean, in the big point. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
You can't ask for anything more.
Yeah, especially with all the weapons that he has. I mean, there's dudes that have done it, with much less. So, I mean, I don't know where you can really pinpoint where it's gone wrong for them, other than Cook being hurt.
Well, he just got hurt, so.
Well, no, he was hurt before that too. He missed a couple of games.
He's played 9 of 11. So
9 of 11, yeah.
Yeah, so he's only missed 2 games, and so it's not like he missed half the season or whatever. So it's not like you could really blame him being hurt. Like I don't know what more do you want. It seems like the offense is doing what they supposed to do, and I don't know. The defense could be shaky. They are giving up a lot of points, but I think it's late game managing. The 2-minute offense or the 2-minute defense is just not there, and then, like Vic said, they're losing games late. So that's personnel problems right there. It's not player problems.
Got to execute better. X's and O's.
So I'm surprised neither of y'all say Cleveland. Y'all had Cleveland so high at the beginning of the year.
They also been battling injuries as well.
Yeah, and I mean I had them finishing 11-6.
7? 6.
Something like that. 11-6. So I mean,
they'd have to win out the rest of the season to accomplish that record.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Odell Beckham ain't there no more. So,
but they're Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
So the Browns schedule left is Ravens, Raiders, Packers, Steelers, Bengals.
I mean, it's possible. It ain't a tough schedule ahead of them.
They can compete on both ends. It's what team are you gonna get?
I think the toughest game on that schedule is the Packers and the Bengals. Like, they shouldn't have lost to the Ravens Sunday night, but they did. Let's get past that. And hopefully this time they'll be able to beat the Ravens. But it's not like they getting destroyed. I just think it's a lot of mental issues and injuries going on in Cleveland. They got to fix it. So,
I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what it is. It's only one thing and one thing only that it is. It is the Cleveland Browns being who they are forever. That's who they are. It's who they always gonna be. It's the Browns. Whenever you think they might have something, they don't.
So can't we say the same thing about the Bengals?
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're not going to. We want to know why, because they're showing progression.
Yeah, and you know who hasn't shown progression? The Cleveland fucking Browns.
But they have.
But they were 11-5 last year.
So how is that
did what?
Almost beat the Chiefs.
Lost to the Chiefs.
So they lost. So you're saying they lost, and then this year they're taking a step backwards.
You gotta crawl.
So where's the progression?
You walk, man, you gotta crawl before you walk.
Yo, what's wrong with this guy?
I think he did Cleveland.
20 plus years of watching the Browns be the Browns. That's what's wrong with me.
First of all, why have you been watching the Browns that long?
Because they in my division. I got to see them twice a year.
Where is Cincinnati located? What state?
Ohio.
Where is Cleveland located?
Ohio. What does that mean?
Right. you don't have to have that much hate for two teams in the same area.
You do.
Man. They
you do have to. It's division rival.
It's okay.
I mean, you realize how deep rooted this shit goes. The dude who started the Browns was like, man, this is fucked up, and left and started the Bengals. I mean, Paul Brown, you think that's a coincidence? Like,
look, man, I don't know. It's been some time since you guys have smelt the playoffs. Cleveland at least made it last year. I think you got to wait till Cincinnati at least makes it to the playoffs before you talk this much trash about them.
Nah, it's a division. We could be 0 whatever right now, and I'd still talk trash about the Cleveland Browns.
No, you couldn't.
You go 0 and something. You don't got the. We're just gonna mute you.
Mute button. Listen, Detroit Lion fans can't talk anything. They 0-10 right now. I don't give a damn what anyone else is doing. If you haven't won a game, you cannot say nothing. I wouldn't even be showing my face if I was a
put the brown paper bag over.
Not even a brown paper bag. Give me a plastic one.
So
Let's
you can't
get this
breathe.
over with. Let's end it right now because it's not happening, bro.
Well, I'm going to get my biggest disappointment out of the way. And to all of your surprise, it is not the Cleveland Browns because I'm not surprised. I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to go since you took Seattle, which was I was going to take. I'll go with Vic and the Giants because at the beginning of the year when King Vic was on the show, we were talking about how many winnable games that they did have, and they haven't won any of those games. So I'm going to go with the Giants and kind of roll that in with Saquon Barkley, who has not done shit for my fantasy team this year other than sit on the bench. So, yeah, I'm going with the Giants as the biggest disappointment. That defense has not shown up at all. That elite defense that they were supposed to have hasn't shown up. The offense, Danny Nichols hasn't really, he hasn't killed them like he did last year, but he also ain't really helping them either. So
let me ask you and Vic a question since who was the coach?
Apparently they just fired him. I don't know.
Jason Garrett.
Judge is the coach.
Garrett was the coordinator. Sorry, who was the offensive coordinator?
Garrett.
Did we expect anything from him?
No, I don't know why they hired the enemy. I said this last year. Why you hired the enemy? You don't hire the enemy. You shouldn't. You shouldn't hire the enemy.
He was horrible in Dallas.
It seemed like he went to New York to sabotage them.
Hey, listen, if he end up in Dallas next week, then that was the blueprint.
Like, it really does. It really seemed like he came to New York to purposely sabotage the Giants because they look worse. Like as time went along, they look worse. It seemed like he had them right where he wanted them. So,
well, they need to just from not even the team
actually.
Yeah, not even the team standpoint, but just from an ownership standpoint, need to just press the reset button and just get a whole new squad in there of coaches, change the culture or something because this ain't it. All right, so we went with the biggest disappointment. Who have been y'all's biggest surprise of the NFL season?
Team or player?
Either.
I'll start off with team. I think all three of us should definitely be in agreement. The New England Patriots.
I'm gonna agree with Vic. I already know where he's going. I agree.
It's the Patriots. It's not even close. It's round of applause for Bill Belichick. I'm sorry, because they said he was nothing without Brady. Bill said, "Whoa, hold on. Let's pause this for a second. Look what he's doing."
So the Patriots are 8-4 with games against the Bills, Colts, twice, Bills twice, Colts, Jaguars, and Dolphins.
They could easily finish this season 12 they could win just about every game on that schedule. Because the Bills are not showing any dominance, and it could be a brain matchup, and Belichick's brain is better. So, like you said, the Bills twice. I mean, the Colts just seem like they're a good team, but just can't get it. And then you got the Jaguars and the Dolphins. They could easily win these last 5 in a row and finish the season 12-4. So, yeah, they're the biggest surprise right now. And on top of that, it seemed like Mac is getting better every week. Like every week, you see improvements. So, Sunshine, that shit is setting in Jacksonville. Hands down, Mac Jones.
As of now, Mac. Somebody on this podcast, we're not even gonna get into that.
Are you talking about me? Jamar Chase, Rookie of the Year. My biggest surprise: the Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase, and Joe Mixon. I hear everything y'all saying about New England, but New England's gonna be New England. They got Hall of Fame coach. My Cincinnati Bengals are my biggest surprise.
Say that again.
That's it. I thought you was gonna go down the list. Like they got a Hall of Fame head coach, a Hall of Fame this.
Well, we do. We know what Bill Belichick's capable of.
Look, you know what he's capable of? He's capable of giving you filet mignon out of a lemon. And when you can do something like that, you can make lemonade from lemons. But when you can make a full-course filet mignon meal out of a lemon, that's special. And that's what Belichick is doing. Belichick is showing that I don't need fancy this and top-of-the-line that to give you a good quality meal. And the New England Patriots is a good quality meal made from lemons. And you can't get no better than that, man.
And they lead the division.
That's beautiful right there.
Hey, I'm taking nothing away from them. But if I'm going surprise, even I didn't pick, the Bengals with the record that that they're at right now. Again, that could change if they flake out, the rest of these games. But as of right now, nobody had us there. Joe, you didn't even think Joe Mixon was a top 5 running back when we started this season, even though we told you he was crazy. Nobody had Jamar Chase doing the things that he's done. If defense is playing better than anybody.
If Henry wasn't hurt, he wouldn't be top 5.
And McCaffrey and Saquon. We could keep going down the list. Right. I think Mixon's good though. He's a good running back.
Based on injuries that he's a top 5 running back.
Not for me.
You're a fan, of course. Like you don't think with your head. You think as a fan.
So I had the Bengals going 10-7.
I think I had them doing the same thing.
And right now. Right now we're 7-4, so 10-7 is still, in the realm of possibility. But like I said, right now,
no, it's not over yet.
Nobody had us even at this point. Damn sure, nobody had us for being, ever in first place at any point of the year, which we were for like 2 weeks. And if the sorry ass Browns could have won a game on Sunday night or Monday, we would have been in first place again. But that's neither here nor there. So a couple more topics on the NFL. Like you just touched on, actually, I want to talk about McCaffrey. He's hurt again, done for the season. Is it over for this guy? What do we see the future for Christian McCaffrey?
I said it before. He'll never be the same player. He'll never be the same.
I just want to know, all his injuries are from the waist down, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
he'll never be the same. He'll be good. I still think he'll be a solid back, but he's not going to be the McCaffrey we seen 2 years ago. That's over with.
As a running back, it's over. Like, unless he changes some sort of position and tries to do something different, is obviously he can't take the hits or he can't take the stopping and starting. So I think it's done. He's done.
Is there a shorter shelf life for a position in any sport than running back? I mean, these dudes might get 3-4 years tops at, top level, and that's a stretch. Like, I don't think there's another position in sports, period, that has a shorter shelf life than NFL running back.
Don't jinx it. Joe Mixon is in his 5th year.
Honestly, I mean, he's already had a couple injuries. I'm happy that he's made it through this year without anything serious.
So I mean, you know what it is when a running back is not running, what is he doing?
Blocking or catching.
He's blocking. He's catching, and this is why I feel this is such an underrated position, and they should get paid like other positions because they're constantly in the mix of the game. If a wide receiver, what is he doing if he's not catching? He's not really doing much. Even his blocking is not as wanted as a running back. A running back has to block
big
linebackers, linemen, a corner, a cover safety, a cover guy. Like, he's blocking bigger people and stronger people. And a wide receiver doesn't do that. If a wide receiver blocks, he's normally blocking what? A cornerback who's kind of light, just like him, small, just like him. He's not really lining up on that line. That's why, running back he's just getting abused out there. So when you don't have the body of a lineman, it's not like these running backs are 300 pounds of muscle or whatever. Like, Christian McCaffrey is what, 220?
Yeah, just about.
And he's one of the bigger dudes.
Yeah, and you asking him to block some guy that's like 270 something coming at him full speed or whatever, trying to get to the quarterback. Like, you ask for too much out of these running backs and you don't appreciate them. And I just feel that's wrong. So that's why I say running back is one of the most, is probably the most underrated position in the game, and it gets the least amount of respect, and you ask for so much from them. So, I don't know. I think a lot more running backs should start thinking about themselves and saying, yo, I'm not doing this if you're not gonna compensate and pay me. You either run me or don't.
I think truly to extend the life of these running backs, these teams need to have 2 or 3 running backs that play throughout the game. I think that era of like one dude who gets, 30 runs a game, that shit is over. You got to have at least 3 that you can, rotate in and be effective in, whatever their job is. That's the only way that, these guys' careers are going to get extended. But,
I mean, it's not that
you'll have a lot of dudes say who don't want to, yeah, but, and then you got dudes who don't want to share the snaps,
It's a lot of the factoring.
You know why? Because this is the reason why, if I'm a running back, this is the reason why I'm not trying to share the snaps. I'm not going to get compensated unless I hit a certain target. So in order for me to get a big contract, a nice contract, I have to run for 1,600, 1,500 yards. I'm not going to get that if you cut my load in half. What you should do is, if this is not a run play, a design run play, then take me out and put someone else. Let someone else do the blocking and all that crazy shit for you. If you're not strictly giving me the ball, then don't have me on the field. But what that does,
then that makes your team predictable.
Right, exactly. So that's what I was about to say. It makes the defense know what you're doing, because every time I'm on a sideline, they like, oh, it's not a run play. and as soon as I come in, they like, oh, it's a run play. So, you know, that's it's not easy. So if the NFL would just compensate these guys and give them the money they deserve, instead of saying, oh, it's a useless position, it's in and out, we can get rid of this guy and put another guy in. And it's not that easy. If you see what's going on with these teams that lose their running back and try to replace them with just anybody, what happens? What's going on in Tennessee? They look like shit because Derrick Henry ain't there. What's going on in New York in the Giants? If Saquon Barkley was who he was supposed to be, they would be, you know, a little better. Look at Dallas. Dallas don't look good if Pollard and Elliott is not running good. So look at the Bills. The Bills supposedly have had a good running back, but since he's not looking good, they're not looking good.
Inconsistencies.
So, yeah, it's a position that's so disrespected and underlooked that is making these teams look worse than what they should be. Just imagine what Cincinnati would be if Mixon wasn't doing good. Look at.
So we saw that last year.
Right. Look at Tampa Bay with Fournette. They look good, but they look great when Fournette has it going. You know, you got Cleveland with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. You know what I'm saying? They work better when they playing good. If Cleveland ain't running the ball, they look like shit. They only look good when Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb go out there and do what they supposed to do. So, you know, if this position was appreciated more and you were rewarded for more than just running the ball, it wouldn't happen like that. You know?
So on to my next question. I know a lot of people have the LA Rams in very high regards this year, even more so with the trades that they've made. I think they're on a 3-game losing streak. What is wrong with the Rams right now, and can they fix it? And if so, what do they need to do to fix it?
They're trash. They're doo-doo. Season's over. Get them out of here. Oh, go ahead, Joe. That's your pick.
You ever been cooking and you got some shit going on in the pot and that shit look good and it smell good and it tastes good and you like, yo, it's missing something. So you go in the fridge or you go in the cabinet and try to add that missing ingredient. And at the same time you pouring it, somebody call your name and you look away and you end up pouring too much. And you end up fucking up a perfect dish. That's what's going on in the Rams.
Babe, that smell man good.
See, he about the
Don't
Rams.
fuck that shit up.
He about the
Don't
LA
fuck it
Rams.
up.
His wife cooking right now. Shut the fuck up and let her cook. I think they did too much. I don't think it's the Von Miller trade. I don't think they needed Odell. I think they should. The Von Miller pickup was okay. You wanna boost up that defense. You want to help the defense, especially come playoff time. But I don't think they needed Odell on offense. They were loaded enough. And what happens is it changes your whole mindset, especially as a quarterback. You got to understand this is his first year in Los Angeles. So he's already trying to figure it out. And remember the first 5-6 games, what everybody was talking about, the relationship between him and Cooper, him and Cup, how they were vibing, how they were clicking, how that was his number one receiver. Now you bring this guy in the middle of the season, and now I got to change everything to accommodate someone that's known for complaining when he doesn't get the ball. So that's what happened. You took a guy in his first year. He doesn't even have the whole season under his belt. And he's already trying to figure things out. And it's like you're doing a puzzle. You got the puzzle figured out. And just as you put in the pieces, somebody come and dump a whole box of pieces like in front of you. And you like, just when you thought the puzzle was done, you confused the game. So I don't know. I mean, 3 games in a row. It's going to take probably another week or 2 before they figure this shit out. That could put them in danger. You know, just when they was looking like the second best team in the league or the third best team in the league, they're not looking good at all. And just when Stafford was looking like an MVP candidate, he's looking like a Detroit Lion. And it's just not looking good for them. So, I mean, I'm going to still stick with my pick. I did it. I'm not going to stay away from it, only because it's not like we got a clear front runner. Who's the clear front runner for MVP? You know, it's still up for grabs. So
Aaron Rodgers. Look at his numbers. He does it every year.
Exactly. So,
So the Rams are 7-4 right now.
That's the MJ effect. You can't do that though.
So, you know, and if he don't win MVP, as long as he's hoisting up that Super Bowl trophy at the end, that's what matters. Because we know Aaron Rodgers ain't doing that.
We don't know.
Yes, we do. We know.
We don't know that.
We do. The last time Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl, I was 100 pounds lighter and had no gray hair on my face.
Well,
it's been a long time, bro.
We don't know that.
Long time. It's been a long time. So,
and Vic, the Rams is not like the Lakers because the Rams actually shows talent where the Lakers don't show no talent at all. Every night they step on the court.
The Rams aren't as old as the Lakers. The Lakers are old.
They suck. That team's
so we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Don't worry. Let's wrap this up. I just want to put it out there. The Rams are 7-4. They have a very winnable game against the Jaguars next up. Then they play the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Rams, the Ravens, and the 49ers to end the season. So they got a couple very winnable games, a couple of toss-ups. So
2 things the Rams got to do if they want to get to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. 1, I think Odell has to study the playbook and figure out what the system is. Also, number 2, let the game come to you. Stop forcing it. That goes with Odell and Vaughn. Stop drawing up plays specifically for Odell on the offensive side, specifically for Vaughn on the defensive side. Let it happen. Until then, there won't be no Super Bowl appearance.
If that happens, is Odell's father going to shut up and not piss a bitch? Like,
I don't know.
If they winning and Odell is only getting 4 targets, 5 targets a game, is he going to be happy with that, or would he rather lose and put up stats?
I don't know, but I'm glad they lost because we're only 1 game behind them. So that bumps us from 6th seed to, I think, 4th, 5th seed. I'll take it.
Yeah, I think they just need time. I think the players, especially Odell, need to buy in. Odell has a reputation now, and if he ever wants to win anything, he's got to let this shit go and let this team come together in time.
Do you think he's regretting going to the Rams instead of Green Bay, or do you think I'm going to figure it out?
I think he's regretting everything that's happened since he left the Giants. He never wanted to be in Cleveland. He never did. Not for a second. Don't let anybody tell you he wanted to be in Cleveland. He didn't.
I don't believe that. I think he
didn't.
wanted to be in Cleveland just so he can play alongside with Jarvis Landry. Remember, they were college buddies, teammates.
Yeah. He didn't want to be in Cleveland. He showed that with the play. He showed that with his lack of giving a fuck about anything. And I think he just can't let that infect him now. And he needs to just go out there and play.
Just ball.
Just go out there and play.
How you think Odell got this way?
New York media.
From the point that I made earlier, crowning these guys too early, giving them the golden spoon.
I know what you meant.
Certain within the first year or 2. After 2 seasons in New York, this guy was like literally talked about amongst the Randy Mosses, the Jerry Rices, the Terrell Owen in 2 years. Like,
and let's be real. Let's be real. It's all because of that one catch. You take away that one catch that might be one of the, might be the greatest catch in the NFL, whatever. You take away that catch, what is his legacy?
Nothing.
I mean, nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. If you don't crown these guys and you make them work, but it was 2 years, because if you look at his numbers, he had 2 good seasons. His rookie season,
his first 3 seasons.
Yeah, his first 3 seasons. His rookie season was decent, and the 2 seasons after that was great. So he did put up numbers to show that he is good. But the problem is he was crowned too soon. Don't crown these guys too soon. That's what made them take that boat trip and pose on the deck and everything.
That's the media.
You crowning them too early. But it ain't just the media, it's the fans as well. The fans do it too.
I mean, if you look at his numbers for the first 3 years, you got to say, you know what? I kind of get it. Rookie year, like you say he had a great rookie year. He had a fantastic rookie year. 91 catches, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. That's phenomenal. Year 2.
So?
Year 2, 96 catches, 1,450 yards, 13 touchdowns. That is phenomenal stats. So? Year 3, 101 catches, 1,367 yards, 10 touchdowns. Those are phenomenal numbers.
So?
What do you mean so? Is it
rare?
On his way.
Is it rare?
Is it rare what?
Is it rare that wide receivers put up those numbers?
Good wide receivers? No. Receivers, yes.
That's normal. That's if you look at every wide receiver, every number 1 wide receiver on a decent to better to good team. I'm not talking about a team like the Lions or a team like the Jets or a team like the Jaguars. I'm talking about a decent enough team to good team. That's normal. Those are normal numbers. Those are good, decent numbers.
Good call by Vic. He missed 4 games in his rookie year and still put up 91 and 1,500 yards.
He was their number 1 receiver. That's what you're supposed to do as a number 1 receiver.
But every number 1 receiver don't do that.
Okay, on decent to good teams, a number 1 receiver, that's their average. That's their numbers. You get 130 to 140 targets. You catch 90-something passes for 1,400 to 1,500 yards. That's normal.
So why DK Metcalf ain't doing that? Huh?
Because Russell Wilson is a bum.
Nah, because the DK Metcalf is on the milk carton. Babe, grab me the milk carton out the refrigerator.
And on top of that, DK Metcalf shares a team on the offense
with Lockett.
With Lockett. Go look at Lockett's numbers.
100 catches every year.
Same thing. This is what I'm saying. So, yes, I'm not discrediting what Odell did in his first 3 years. What I'm saying, it's not enough to say, oh, he's in the GOAT talk. Oh, he's better than this guy, and he's better than that guy, and he can compete with Randy Moss, and he's up there with Jerry Rice. Like, nah, bro, you don't do those things. You wait and you let these guys put up some more years, and then you see what's up. Like, come on. You're going to do this in 2 years? 3 years?
Those are good numbers. Those are fantastic numbers. That's on your way.
On your way. You're not there yet. A lot of things can happen on your way before you get to your destination.
And it did happen.
You ain't there yet. You ain't there yet. You ain't show me nothing yet. So show me something. At least give me 5, give me 7, give me some years, give me some time before you.
And you had Eli a quarterback. Ugh.
Has he ever led the league in anything?
I think receptions. I could be wrong though.
He's never led the league in nothing.
You sure?
Positive.
That don't
He's
mean
never
nothing.
led the league. He's never led the league in anything.
Well, what does that mean?
Meaning he was never the best receiver in the game.
I never said he was the best receiver, but he was one of. I'm just saying, numbers don't lie. His first 3 years, he was on his way. Now, what happened after that? I believe, like Vic said, injuries started to happen. We all saw how the Giants started to play along with Eli's decline. Will Odell reach that status again? I don't know. That's
all right.
We're gonna put a question mark.
His rookie year, he was 9th in receptions
and missed 4 games.
I granted, he was 9th in receptions. He was 10 in receiving yards, and he was 4th in touchdowns. I'll give it to you. He missed the year. I mean, he missed 4 games, right? His second season, he was 8th in receptions. He was 5th in yards and 4th in touchdowns, right? His third season, he was 3rd in receptions. He was 3rd in yards, and he was 5th in touchdowns.
That's a top 5 wide receiver.
Okay, who was getting the most hype, though?
Odell.
All right, were we talking about Devontae Adams like we talk about Odell?
Now we do.
Now. But Devontae Adams was ahead of him in most of those stats the same time. Well, do we talk about Mike Evans like we talk about Odell? No. But Mike Evans was doing the same thing that Odell was doing.
But once again, that's New York media.
Do we talk about Antonio Brown like we talk about Odell?
We did. We definitely talked about Antonio Brown.
Okay, that was it. Other than that,
but
even Dez Bryant was in the comp was doing those things that Odell was doing.
But we know how New York media is.
Julio Jones as well.
Well, we definitely talked about Julio.
That's what I'm saying.
You could not.
So, like I said, a normal wide receiver.
That's my point, Vic. It's New York media. It's not like Odell came out and said, "Yeah, I'm the greatest." That's New York. You know how New York media is. Every year, the Yankees are gonna win it, according to New York media.
That's what I'm saying. And the fans do it, and the fans help.
And then the fans eat it up, and
so you gotta learn how to start leveling these players the right way, so that way a guy in his 3rd year, his head ain't fucking huge. So after 3 years, Odell felt like I'm the shit. I'm the man. Now look what happened. You come crashing down. Reality sets in.
I'm ruined.
Let's move past the NFL and Odell, get into a little NBA talk. As of right now,
the Lakers are horrible.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the Lakers. We'll go with the positives first. Right now, Joe, your Bulls are still in 2nd place in the East, a game behind the Nets, 14-8. My Knicks are 11-9, 3 games out of 1st place, but also like half a game out of 14th place, which is not that bad, but there's literally like a half a game separating like the 7, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 12, 9, 10, 11. 6 to 11, I mean, is all up in the air, so it's crazy.
Still early.
Very early.
Yeah, you got.
And then
and my Warriors is 17-2. We're number 1 in the NBA.
18-2.
And Vic's San Antonio Spurs, correction, his San Antonio Spurs are in 12th place at 6-13.
And
I was not aware of this, but apparently the Phoenix Suns are on a 16-game win streak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are 17-3.
It's going to end tonight, though.
Who they playing?
They playing the Golden State Warriors. It's going to end tonight.
It's tonight at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great game.
That win streak comes to an end.
Maybe. That should be a good game. It's probably on TV today.
Is this the preview? Huh?
Yeah. Of course it's going to be on TV. They wouldn't.
Yeah, I think that's on ESPN.
Yeah.
No, I think it's on NBA. I mean, TNT. TNT, Tuesday.
So is this
a
preview of the Western Conference Finals?
It could be.
Could be. It all rests on CP3.
Oh, he's gonna get his ass bust. I don't even know.
Yeah, you already know Steph gonna cook the shit.
No. I'm not talking about in the series. I'm talking about in the season. Does he make the season healthy?
Yeah.
Because we all. I mean, I think it's safe to say without Chris Paul, this team is not nearly the same. We've seen what happened last year when, once his play kind of declined and Milwaukee kind of figured him out, it was pretty much over. And obviously the Warriors have the tools to disrupt him and kind of cancel him out.
Honestly, I think he was hurt, but didn't want to sit out due to the narrative that he always gets hurt
in the big game.
Yeah. So I honestly think he was hurt.
He got hurt in that first round against the Lakers. So
yeah,
the Lakers was trash though.
I think he just wanted to fight through it and say, you know what, I'd rather lose and deal with it during the off season than say I'm hurt and not play and have this narrative that he always gets hurt during the big series, during the big games. But I don't think CP3 was 100% last season in the finals against Milwaukee.
No, he was not.
I think the key is for him to miss 15 games. Like, just sit out a good 15 games towards the end. Right now you guys are 17-3. Like, you got a nice head start. So I think once March hits, just miss games here and there and save yourself.
Yeah, you got to do what Shaq used to do in the later years. Take off games for turf toe or something stupid like.
Yeah.
Miss 2-3 games here and there. Miss 5 games here. Like against teams that your team should be able to beat.
Right. So
ain't no point in playing the full 82. We don't need you to play 82.
Nah.
Play 55.
55, that's a good number.
That's what I was thinking. 50, somewhere between 55 and 60. Just save yourself, 15 to 20 games, maybe 25, and let if they got the playoff spot wrapped up after a certain amount of games, it makes no sense to keep on, pushing it, keep on playing. Like, just give it all in the playoffs.
And speaking of somebody who's missed a lot of games, Klay Thompson, they say he's set to return pretty soon. How do you think Golden State handles him coming back? Because obviously this team is playing well. Do you automatically throw him in the starting lineup because he is who he is? Do you make him come off the bench and earn his spot back? How do you think that they deal with that?
Oh, the disrespect. Earn your spot.
It's been 2 years.
I don't get the question.
Fucking what? Klay Thompson. Like, that's his team.
No, that's Steph's team.
He ain't know that. Listen, that's his, Steph's, and Draymond team. Whatever happens to those 3 players when they come back,
move out the way.
It's exactly
back to the bench, whoever you are.
Right. You know your role, bro. You are a bench guy. You will always be a bench guy. When he comes back, this is his locker. This is his spot. You move all your shit and you move to the side, bro. We already know Jordan Poole is going to the bench.
And that's even better for Golden State.
Right. He will solidify him and Gary Payton Jr. will battle each other for a 6-man or whatever. Because there's no spot Klay gotta earn. Klay will probably play his first game off the bench just to get warmed up for NBA.
One game.
Klay Thompson.
Listen. All right, I'm gonna put it to you like this. He's already in the G League, so he's gonna spend a week or two in the G League, and he really don't need to. So that's like gonna be his practice.
I mean, the fact that he's doing that alone shows you how hungry that man is to play. Most dudes in his position would not be doing that.
I think he's been ready, and I think he's been ready to play. They just took their time with it.
Smart.
They keep winning. Why not?
I think if Golden State wasn't 18-2 right now, if they were like 7-11, I think he would have been back. But the fact that they're 18-2 in first place, it's like, take your time, bro.
Yeah, we good. We got you.
We good. We got, because the closer they get to playoffs and with a healthy Klay and the fresh Klay, the more dangerous they are. So, but there's no earning nothing. He don't have to earn nothing. He'll play a game, maybe 2 games off the bench, and he will be in the starting lineup like that. It's going to be quick.
All right, so let's get down to what Vic been itching to talk about. The Los Angeles Lakers, they are currently 7th in the West at 11-11.
They're trash. They're trash. They shouldn't even be 11-11. And 11 of those wins is against Detroit like twice, Sacramento twice. All their wins is against trash.
No, they just lost to Sacramento.
Yeah, they lost to Sacramento.
In triple overtime.
In triple overtime.
The team's trash. That's my point. They're trash. They have no chemistry. They have no shooters. LeBron and Westbrook is the exact same player. The only difference is LeBron's a better shooter than Westbrook. You put 2 facilitators on the same team, and you don't surround that team with no shooters. The only shooter they went out and got was Malik Monk. What is he doing? Somebody bring up his numbers.
He's shooting it. He's just not making it.
Oh. So what is Anthony Davis doing? He's shooting 16% from the 3-point line. Yo, AD, why? Get your ass in that paint and ball. Oh, the range, so he don't need
he missed the glass. He's too fragile. He can't get in that paint.
I got my ring. I got my $40 million a year. I don't have to prove nothing to y'all anymore. I did my thing.
It's sad, besides not including LeBron, it's sad that the hardest player on that team is a 37-year-old Carmelo Anthony.
He should have came back to New York.
So I'm just looking at these wins right here. So you got a win versus the Grizzlies. That was their first win of the season.
Okay, so that's one quality win.
That's a quality win?
Against the Grizzlies? I think Memphis is a decent team.
Memphis is below the Lakers. They're in 8th. They're 10-10.
They're 10-10. That's a quality.
I don't think they're a bad team. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. It took them overtime to beat the Spurs. That was another win.
Who are a bad team?
We're not a bad team.
Out there.
Let's get that straight. We're not a bad team. We just don't have a superstar player at the moment. We're not bad. We're horrible.
So are y'all saying this to boost the Laker wins? Because
no, my team's horrible.
So far, these are 2 wins against 2 bums that I don't have.
Yeah, that's what I said. The Spurs are not a good team. Memphis is a team with potential, but they're not a good team either.
Okay, so their next win came. Then they lost to the Thunder. They shouldn't have. Then
Nope.
they beat the Cavs. That who aren't they're okay, but that should have been a victory. Then they beat the Rockets 2 times in a row. I've never seen a team play a garbage team 2 times in a row at home. Never in my life, unless it was the playoffs. I've never seen a team play a team 2 times in a row at home during the regular season. The Lakers done that. The Lakers played the Rockets back-to-back at home.
That's the LeBron James effect.
Then they lost to the Thunder again.
They better not match up with OKC in the playoffs.
Then they lost to the Portland Trailblazers, who can't seem to get it together. Then they beat the Hornets and the Heat. Granted, the Heat was a little banged up.
Jimmy went out that game.
Yeah, I don't think Jimmy played or whatever. They won those 2 games. Then they beat the Timberwolves. They lost to the Timberwolves. Then they beat the Spurs again. So far, they've played the Spurs twice and the Rockets twice.
And OKC twice.
I've never seen this in such a short span. Yeah, and OKC twice. I've never seen that in such a short span in the regular season.
And mind you, to cut Joe off right quick, and mind you, they struggled in all these wins.
All these wins, they struggled.
It wasn't, 10+ point blowout. These were struggle wins.
They haven't beaten the team.
They haven't played the team.
They haven't beaten a team by more than 10 points.
They played one team.
The Knicks.
Yep.
And they lost.
And they
exactly.
lost. They played the Bulls and lost too.
That was last night, wasn't it? Oh, no. I'm tripping. That wasn't last night.
They played the Bulls, the Knicks, and the Bucks and lost all 3.
And Boston waxed their ass.
They played the Celtics and lost. They played the Suns and lost.
You see the pattern? You see that pattern?
So their wins, the only team, actually my fault, the only team they beat by 10 points was the Rockets. They beat the Rockets by 10 points.
Do that count?
Not in my book.
Not in mine. I know on paper and real life, yeah, it counts. But
how many wins they got?
11?
11.
4 wins, they needed overtime.
Against under 500 teams.
I think the best team on the list is the Heat, but the Heat were without Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy went out early in that game.
Right. And then it took overtime for them to beat the Hornets.
And guess who they play tonight?
The Kings. Will they win? I have no idea.
So it's a sad display. Everybody is like, oh, give them time. They need time to do this. They need time to do that. And it's like, I thought 3 players that were NBA vets with 10 years under their belt, how much time do they need to know each other? I thought shouldn't it be simple? I thought I could have sworn these guys was in the gym during the off season learning each other's game.
So I guess it's safe to say none of us see them turning it around. Do they make the playoffs, though?
It gets worse as time goes along because your schedule is a cakewalk now. You still got 3 games against Golden State, 3 games against Phoenix, 2 to 3 games against Utah, 3 games against Denver, 3 games against Dallas.
Utah.
you still got a tough road ahead of you. You still got another game against Chicago, Milwaukee, the Knicks. You got to play the Nets. You haven't played the Nets yet. You got to play 2 games against the Nets. So your schedule is going to get harder as time goes along.
So do they make the playoffs? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say yeah, due to the bottom half of the Western Conference, due to teams like
No.
Nope. They'll probably get into the bubble.
The play-in tournament, yeah, but that's it. Like
playoffs. No, because I think Denver's gonna get better eventually. They're not gonna stay at number 9. I think Portland will figure it out, and I think Memphis will figure it out. I think those 3 teams are gonna figure it out before the Lakers do.
Well, it depends with Memphis. Did they give an update on that John Morant injury?
Oh, I forgot he got injured.
Right. So
did they say anything about that?
Minnesota's number 6, so I don't see them staying number 6. I see them dropping a slot or 2.
He's only expected to miss a couple of weeks, avoided significant injury.
Yeah, so and they don't look bad without him. Like, they look pretty decent, without him. They get more ball movement, without him because, he's looking to score more.
Don't worry, the Spurs are turning it around.
I don't see them making the playoffs.
I'm
gonna say the Lakers do make the playoffs, and I'm gonna say they do because of Carmelo Anthony. So from Vic's favorite subject to Joe's favorite subject. Ben Simmons. Talk about it, Joe. There's no intro. Just go off, bro. Yeah, I'll give you like 3 minutes. Just go off.
It's been a long time. I actually feel kind of bad for him. I don't know what's going on. I'm hearing rumors that he's going broke, that he may need to play, and things ain't going his way or whatever. So it's like, I don't know. I think they should trade him. They should lower their asking price just to help the situation out. If you're not going to play him, get rid of him. Maxey is looking pretty good, taking the team over. Seth Curry is looking good. I think they get a lot of ball movement, but they terrible on defense. I don't know if Ben Simmons is that dynamic on defense to where they, it helps them, but I don't know. I don't know. This Ben Simmons situation is out of control.
Yeah, I think at this point it's gotten a little out of hand. They need to figure it out one way or another. If he going broke, then he got poor management skills, and he got some even worse people in his corner than we thought he had, because the money that he's making, that man should not be broke. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad there if you out there irrationally spending hundreds of millions of dollars. You should not be broke. I hope that's false. You think with endorsements and stuff, he probably got over $100 million.
Well, you got to look at it like everything up front gets taxed, and everybody take their cuts up front. Your NBA money, although it's guaranteed, is paid through installments. So this year you can void whatever he was supposed to get this year. So you got to talk about what he's gotten in the past. He's not a veteran. As far as NBA standards go, he hasn't been in the league, 6 or 7 years. So his real money kicked in, I think, a year or 2 ago. Before that, he was just making pretty chump change. You got to think about the lifestyle he was living. And what happens is since you getting payments and installments, these guys mess up by not saving their money first and buying things, whereas they lease something. They lease and rent and do things like that. So money is being taken out of your account on a regular basis. So you're talking about $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 being taken out of your account as soon as it comes in. So as soon as you get a check for 2 and some change, half of that money is gone. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he's getting fined and, security, all of that stuff. So, like that's why they tell you got to be smart and stock and save first, and then invest and then buy, your stuff outright instead of buying some $80 million mansion. Like what you need that mansion for? Like buy a nice home in Florida for under $1 million and
All of the day.
Yeah, call it a day. Living that shit, like So,
according to Forbes, he is worth $75 million.
That man ain't broke. He ain't going broke.
That's man.
That's a lot of money.
LeBron James is gonna miss tonight's game.
I'm broke. He ain't broke. I'm broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So net worth is pretty much
all your assets
and everything. It's not liquid. It's not finance. It's not like dollars in your account. So, yeah, his name, and that goes based on your name, meaning his name is good for that price, for that money, and his assets. But he doesn't have that money to just throw around. But I don't know, man. It's not hard to lose that money. So. But yeah, LeBron James is going to miss tonight's game.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're going to lose anyway. From one NBA point guard making too much money and not playing basketball to another NBA point guard making too much money and not playing basketball, John Wall. There's rumors that he's loosened his stance on being bought out of his contract, saying he won't play and this and all that. There's some trade rumors now circulating with the Knicks and Kemba Walker. Because Joe hates me and he willed that into my existence. So how y'all feel about John Wall? Do y'all think he ends up on another team soon? And if so, where? And we already know what Joe's answer is going to be. So Joe, go ahead, go first.
Yeah, he's going to end up on the Knicks. And I don't see why you wouldn't like that. Like, what the hell do y'all got? You really trust Alex Burks?
No, like I said this morning, depending on what we give up and what he ends up being paid is what I will gauge that deal on.
That's not the question I asked you.
What was the question?
Do you really trust Alex Burks?
No, he's not a point guard.
I understand that. As of right now, he's your point guard because y'all really don't have nothing else. But do you really? You guys got 60 games left. You really think Alex Burks is going to be the answer for 60 games plus playoffs if y'all get there?
No.
All right. So, bro, take it. Like, yo, if he gets bought out, that means you guys don't have to pay him much. You pay him the minimum because Houston is going to be paying whatever contract, whatever he gets bought out.
Right. And that's what I said. If that's the case and we pay him a couple million, great. But I'm not taking that man 2 years, $90 million. I'm not.
No,
that's crazy.
You're not going to have to. And I mean, like, I wouldn't say always. Like, he battled the injury. He's just been in a situation he doesn't want to be in. Like, he wanted to stay in Washington. Washington felt like they would do better getting rid of him. So they got rid of him. And that's where everything went downhill for him. He didn't want to play in Houston. He didn't want to be in Houston. He's not the only one. Look at what happened with Victor Oladipo. When he went to Houston, he kept saying he didn't want to be there. So it's something about Houston that's going on that guys just don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I think if he get out of there, he'll show you that he still got something left in the tank and he still could play.
He can still play. JR, what's your point guard stats?
Kemba?
This your point guard, like combined. Your point guards combined stats. What's like the average? Because Kemba's averaging what, 10?
If it's at
somewhere
11.
around there.
11 points, what, about 2-3 assists?
Hold on, I'm about to tell you. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists.
So you're not getting none from Kemba. Who's the backup? Quickly, right? Or is it D Rose?
D Rose, who has been hurt. He hasn't played in a couple games.
12-3.
12-3.
So Quickly is your third option?
Yeah, but he really he a 2 guard, really.
So is Alec Burks. So I don't know why he's running the 1.
I mean, it seems to me that the reason we're doing that is just to put a bunch of shooters on the floor, surrounding
Randall.
Mitch. Well, I would count Randall as one of those shooters because he does shoot it. Not saying he does it well, but he does shoot it.
Right, but they want to surround Randall with more shooters because they're gonna pretty much run a point forward system, and that's not gonna work. Like, it's not gonna work. I think the best bet is I would try my best to get John Wall. Like, get him. Like, he's a guy that's right now at this point, at this time in his career, he can get you 20 and 9 easy. Probably even more than that. But I'm
sure you'll take that.
Right. So it's like, get him.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, at the right price, I'll take it.
Right. So I mean, like, as long as it's not a mellow situation where you gotta blow up the whole team, and I don't think you have to do that. Like, I think y'all can get him for a good price. So, but you just gotta show some interest, and I honestly think he would fit. That would have been my pick before going after Kemba, because honestly, Kemba ain't show you nothing. He didn't show you nothing last season or ever since he signed that big contract. He really didn't show nothing.
Yeah, Kemba wouldn't have been my first choice.
Right, he's been hurt.
I mean, I think they did that, for the whole, for the storyline, the hometown hero. They hoped he was going to come back, play. Yeah, but that, that's that was what they were going for.
Listen, last season John Wall averaged 27 and 3, shot 45% from the field, 77% from the free throw line. Those are good numbers.
Those are good numbers.
Again, I'm all for the right price. If all we doing is, giving him a couple million for a year or two, I'm fine with it. But I've seen too many times where this organization gives up the whole, sacrifices the entire future for somebody who ends up injured or not doing shit. Or I've seen it too many times. Antonio McDyess, Eddie Curry, Stephon Marbury, who else? Joakim Noah. I mean, I can't see it again. Carmelo Anthony, even though we had success when Melo was on the team, we gave up way too much to get him. So,
but
right,
the difference is though, a lot of those guys was in their prime. John Wall is on the back end.
So I'm saying that's even more so why I don't want to give up a lot.
I don't think you have to.
No, not at this point. All right, so two more things I want to touch on before we get out of here, because I am going to attempt to watch the game tonight. A lot of letdown last night with the Jokic brothers return to Miami. Haslam was talking a lot of shit. Did we really expect anything to happen, or was I was really hoping for it. I was hoping for something to happen.
Wasn't nothing gonna happen, man.
It was a lot of talk. It was all talk. Jimmy Butler ain't even played a game. Like, he talked the most shit and didn't play. Like, what type of sucker shit is that, man?
Wasn't nothing gonna happen, man.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing gonna happen.
They over there doing some WWE for fucking ratings.
And the last thing I want to touch on is Zion Williamson. He's expected to come back soon. Apparently, he's going to drop all 150 extra pounds he got on him in the week or so, and he's going to be back. Do we even care at this point? Is the hype over?
Stay on the line.
Is he even going to help the team when he does come back? Like,
No.
I mean, the team sucks. Like,
Yeah.
help them do what? I think
they are right now 6-17, 14th place in the West.
Why even come back?
Ain't no turning that around. I think they should blow the team up, start all over again. Get rid of Brandon. Send Brandon to
Golden
a
State.
good team. Maybe Golden State or somewhere else. Maybe San Antonio.
I'll flip them. I'll give them Fournier for Josh Hart. Is that the dude's name?
Hey, listen.
Something like that. But they need
I
to
take
just
Josh
blow
Hart.
the team.
Yeah.
Blow the team up. Let Zion come, play his 50 games, get back into NBA shape, and let him go where he wants to go, and start all over again. Because ain't no turning that franchise around right now.
They need to just shut that franchise down and ship him to Seattle.
You could do that, whatever. If the same owner is going or the same
fire everybody, and just move the team to Seattle.
Matter. Yeah, so
have a fire sale. Whatever billionaire want to buy the team, let them auction it off.
You could do that, but as of right now, 6-17, you're not turning that franchise around. It's over.
That team's so bad they made JJ Redick retire. Like,
that's what happens.
JJ told Zion not to fuck up his playoff streak, and he fucked it all the way up.
Yep. And that's what happens. And Zion is I don't know. I don't know if he's doing this to get out of New Orleans or if this is just who he is, but
he ain't that good old gumbo.
Yeah.
Jambalaya.
I mean, at this point, is he? At this point, is he? Do we label him one of the biggest busts of all time?
No, not even.
It's too early for that.
He puts up numbers. Let's not act like he can't play.
And when he is on the court, he is dominant and good. So, I can't do that.
No. Hopefully this motivates him. Like, gives him some type of motivation.
Right. So I wouldn't call him that yet.
No, not even close.
Nah.
Well, I don't think so either, but sometimes the question needs to be asked.
RJ Barrett not even good enough to be a bust.
I mean, let's be real. At a number 4 pick, can't really be a bust. And what was he, 3 or 4?
RJ Barrett was number 4?
3 or 4. I don't remember.
Y'all took him that high? Fire the GM. Jesus Christ.
As opposed to all the Spurs' great draft picks over these past few years.
We got 5 points out of it.
You living in the past, like Joe say. That was how many years ago? When's the last one?
I seen all 5 of them. 1, 2, I seen all 5.
We talking about right now. Y'all would keep RJ Barrett be the best player on the Spurs right now. I don't want to hear nothing.
Devontae Murray's the best player.
Yeah, I don't think he's better than what's his name.
Not even close.
I don't think he's better than DeJounte.
Even so, 14 out of 15 players on the roster, he's better than. So, all right, we'll take that.
He not.
Go ahead and keep riding with Lonnie Walker, bro. Like, good job.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't make that pick.
They made him cut his hair, took all his power.
I'll be done in like 5 minutes.
Took all his power.
But it's been almost 2 hours. Appreciate everybody who came in. King Vic, appreciate the comments as well. We're gonna get up out of here. One quick update. We're gonna tell y'all we kind of been formulating, working some things out. We are gonna be moving away from the live podcast going forward. We'll probably do like one every week or so. We're gonna do some pre-recorded stuff and hit y'all more frequently, so you see more of us. And add some decent production value and stuff like that. So What I am going to do is we'll make a post. We'll pin it at the top of the group, and just feed us stuff that y'all want us to talk about. Give us, sports-related topics, and we will talk about those, pre-record them, edit them, and put them out, 2, 3, 4 times a week. And then we might do a live podcast again here and there. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Again, just come up with some stuff. Whatever y'all want us to talk about, if it's sports related, we will talk about it. We will give you our insight, even if we don't know much about it. So look for that to be coming soon. We might give you one more live show Thursday and then start the recording process. But we'll keep y'all updated on that. As far as anything else, I want to shout out Chelsea. They just got the award for best football team in the world. So go Chelsea. We're number 1 in the table. And that's all I got. It's been Shoot Your Shot Podcast. Fellas, last words.
Anything from you, Joe?
Nah, free John Wall, free Kyrie Irving, and let's get some basketball competition going.
And Steph Curry is the second greatest player of all time behind MJ, of course. I've said this plenty of times. Don't care if anybody agree.
I got him third. I can't disrespect Magic. Vic keep wanting to disrespect Magic. I can't let him do that, and I'm not going to let him do that on the air. So it goes Michael, Magic, then Steph.
But if Steph wins another ring, it's Michael and then Steph.
Yeah, if Steph could win this ring and take home MVP of the finals or whatever, then I would definitely consider putting him ahead of Magic.
So Magic would be number 3, and KD is number 4, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Number 4 for KD.
Not yet, because KD has to win a ring on his own.
Oh, he will.
I'm gonna need him to win a ring on his own. Like really leading the team and winning a ring. So.
And if y'all want more in-depth conversation about who's the greatest in any sport, like I said, let us know. We'll talk about it, and we'll give y'all, give the people what they want to see. So everybody have a good night, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.
All right, everybody. Peace. Have a good night.